Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of Little Hope. We dropped Daniel into a pit with a monster, and he fought it and presumably won. The trophy we got, Unbroken, was for saving Daniel, even though we got it when we dropped him into a pit. But I guess we saved him?
I mean, to be fair, like, you're going, slow pulling him up.
Well, yeah, it was the same logic for why I decided to attack the creature instead of just pull him. I guess they just pulled that same trick twice.
I thought there was like a shiny,
up
but
there.
it's just like light. It's just lighting of the leaves, like the reflection.
Yeah, it's the light through the leaves.
Yeah, and now we're playing Angela.
Yeah, so now let's see if we have an underwater horror. Can you imagine if this game pulled... Well, no, Man of Medan did start us off actually underwater.
The Victory and Gold made its way here somehow.
Yeah.
Hey!
Oh, hey.
You guys!
Well,
I'm up here!
cool.
Boy, am I happy to see you.
What a badass.
At least I'm not the only one damp and disheveled.
Yeah, who's gonna be the next person to fight an underground monster?
Andrew?
Oh
Maybe?
my god.
Daniel is totally the mic of this group, like from Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay, then.
We're gonna go ahead and pass on that one. Wow. So the question is, who is that? It's crawling, so Angela?
That might
You
be
spotted that kid, Mary?
Andrew?
Because
Not seen her.
maybe. Because, yeah, we have no sense at all of what Andrew's would be. Because, like, Angela's crawls... No. Well, Angela's really crawls. Daniel's...
But Angela's was chained up. That's the thing.
Yes, that's true. And Daniel's kind of crawls. Taylor's floats. That is so eerie.
No, Daniel's impaled, though. Has, like, a bunch of spikes.
Calling it now?
Badger.
Well, no, for real. I mean, yes, but for real, squirrel. I'm calling squirrel. Oh, we're not opening the... Okay,
Oh,
well...
you're just wiping it. Okay.
Never mind.
And she's...
Ha! Oh. Oh, that's the secret design. The little symbol that flashes up when you get a secret.
Ah.
But that's just it. We don't talk about it. Just the fact that we found a clue of some kind. What if I examine it again? Does anything change? Probably not.
A squirrel pops out of it.
Ah! Alright. Well, we found something, I guess. Oh.
What's in the trunk? Is it some junk?
I'm actually not going to go with squirrel this time. I would have thought the hood for squirrel, but this could be anything. Maybe a badger.
Why are we always insisting it's an animal?
Well, it actually would be...
Nice.
It would make sense here.
I'll try to forget I just saw this.
Burn in hell.
Yeah, so Mr. Clark leaving the Little Hope Police Department yesterday. A line has been drawn into the tragic case of the Clark house fire. Right.
Oh.
Onlookers watch as Anthony Clark, the only survivor of the blaze, was released from police. He did survive.
Oh.
Thursday afternoon. Period. One onlooker said, "That poor boy, he must be going through hell right now." The Herald approached Mr. Clark for commitment, but he has not blamed Clark, who was found within a box of matches at the scene for causing the fire. Yeah, but we know the fire existed before he did that. When Clark left the Little Hope Police Department, passers-by were heard to burn in hell. By the way, could I just give a little props for saying passers-by? A lot of people probably get that wrong.
Huh.
What's more than one runners-up? Oof. It's just an eerie look. I know it's just a tree, but with the fog. Alright, well, I have no idea where to go now, because that's a dead end. Oh, well, maybe over here. Oh. Is that another worldly abomination?
Look with your Angela eyes.
What do your Angela eyes see? So is this little girl standing here being creepy again? I don't know what her
Is
deal
that
is.
Mary or is that the...
It's gotta be.
The other Mary.
Well, I mean, Puritan Mary's long dead. This is whatever her modern equivalent is, but I don't know what she's doing.
Damn it, Mary!
She didn't even leave to the ghost this time. It just popped up.
No one in Little Hope is safe while you still draw
More.
breath, Joseph.
Wait.
You must die today. Not even your wife Amy was spared your lust to serve Satan.
Damn me if you must. You're not fit. Speaking of my late wife.
There is still fight in you. I must drive the devil out for the safety of everyone here.
And John's not gonna like this.
Know what he's saying?
That
Joseph,
sucks.
do you renounce the devil and all his teachings?
I carry no sin. I'm no disciple of the devil. I'm powerless infected with madness. Brought here by Satan's servants.
She really does have dead eyes.
We have to stop this.
Yeah.
How?
Help Joseph. I'm not confronting Mary on this. The games really lead me that direction. I hope I'm not being willfully ignorant.
Oh wait, hold up. This might be a bad idea.
Yeah, we're gonna see like
Come on!
the devil's magic lifting stones off this guy. That's so weird.
This is witchcraft.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta admit,
More
as
stones.
creepy as the priest is,
Devil
like,
must be crushed
you
from
gotta
within
side with him now.
Yeah.
Like, there's no denying
Do
this.
not sleep. The fate of little Orc rests in your hands.
But that'll do it. I mean, his death is inevitable, I'm pretty sure, but I do like that we keep weirding out the priest. Oh, jeez. Damn, that's a shitty way to die.
It is.
I mean, we knew he was dead. They're all dead.
Maybe that was a bad idea. I was like, wait a second.
Confronting Mary would have made it worse.
True.
I hope. Wait, what?
Huh?
That was just weird. That really threw me. Huh? Cut to black. But I do like that the priest keeps getting like, what the fuck? Like every time.
I mean, if you saw that.
Like when we tried saving Daniel from falling, where he sees him hovering for a second. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Wow. Wow!
Oh. Whoa.
That's a no for me, dog.
I'm tired of running.
What a
Are you
badass.
crazy? We gotta move!
Oh, that's Angela.
Yeah. So are we having a final confrontation? I'll be nice!
John, please hurry!
Yeah, here we go. We are of water.
Come on, you fucking ready!
He's the most badass English professor ever. Get fucked. I got more weight for your chest right here. Are we switching to Angela? Yeah. I ain't doing that. I don't have a sledgehammer. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that got me.
Get over.
Like hell I will. That is...
Oh, they're all. Ooh.
This sucks. Oof. Don't worry, I can handle it. I really do love the switch back and forth action scenes.
That's
The old game didn't have that. Bam! So satisfying. Damn!
How's that feel, fucker?
Help. I'm too nice of a person. That sucks. I did all my action scenes right with her, too. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Alright. I guess that also works. I didn't think I could break a chain with a hammer. That's really creepy.
Oh.
That's really creepy.
That is some unsettling movement.
Open the door, for God's sake. Oh! It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I got one more action out of this. Just you wait. Just you wait.
Get inside!
Really?
Come on.
That was my big dramatic finish. Oh. Guys? Yeah, don't miss. What?
Get in here!
Okay, for a second I thought he, like, blocked that. That was a little weird. I find it interesting that the ghosts do not appear to have superhuman strength.
Gotta go!
They're just really angry. Leave me and go. I'm just gonna continue being awesome.
Interested in me? Get out of here! Go!
I'm just trophies after trophy, man. I'm too good at video games.
You can get away! Escape! I did! You don't have to do that!
That is a good point.
Stupid! Get out of there!
This is the one decision I shouldn't have been noble on. I'm just gonna get destroyed. Oh, you fool! You fool! Get your face away from where it was attacking. Oh, here it comes. It's inevitable. Is that... No, I thought it was light.
Where in God's name are we now?
I can't believe he got away with that.
Down.
Oh, is this the house?
Right.
What's new? Nothing here feels right.
What, from the prologue?
Yes. I think it's the house from the prologue.
Ruined house.
No, that is definitely the house from the prologue.
With drunk dad.
Yeah.
With drunk... like, Professor John. I guess they got the bodies out of here, I assume. I would sure hope they did.
Probably. That photo survived somehow.
Oh, it's just a spooky witch. Oh, no.
What? Who is that?
Yeah, that really threw me.
Who is that?
That was... For just a second, I genuinely thought... Like, you know how at the end of Man of Medan,
Yeah.
they're like, we'll see you in Little Hope. For a second, I genuinely thought that was, like, a next-level meta teaser for the next game or something.
But who was that, actually?
I have no idea who that was. Like, dude... I forgot. Did you play Eternal Darkness?
No.
There's one scripted sanity effect where, like, late in the game, like... a title screen pops up and it's like, congratulations on like finishing the game, like stay tuned for when we release Eternal Darkness, like next title, and you're like, what? And then it snaps back. Ooh, I'll do it. Oh, the tire swing. Can I stop looking? Can I back up? Jesus Christ, I was pressing buttons. Nothing happened. That really bothered me. Oh, but nope, too bad. We're going back.
Oh. There she is. It's Taylor's
Yeah.
ghost. Ooh.
Yeah, it's the girl from the 60s with her... What'd she die on? Like her own scarf?
Yeah, her own scarf. She got hung by... She was the hangman.
Yeah, he became a hanged man. Oh.
Oh, hey, it's... Is it Megan or is it Mary? I forget her name.
It's...
M.
Well, Mary's Puritan girl, so let's go with Megan. But now this is concerning, though, because... Can I... Okay, Jesus. Because I kind of thought that this was modern day, not Mary, not Megan. But if that actually is Megan, then... who's she hunting?
Yeah.
Because she's not still a little kid from 60 years ago, 60-ish, depending when this game is.
Yeah.
So, like, she's not hunting us specifically. I don't know what the motivation is then. Everyone else wants us fucking dead. The Modern Guide to Successful Parenting. Dr. Andreas Vogel, SFT Publishing. Well,
Okay.
do I read it? I do. Yeesh.
Huh?
Parents unhappy with their own upbringing can overcompensate. They might not want their children to feel the same as they do about their own parents. They yearn to be friends with their offspring. Their offspring? What are you, a biologist? So parents accept theories that encourage love as the solution to conflict. This leads to the belief that if their children misbehave, they should not be angry or punish them, but instead indulge in ever greater displays of love. Yeah, that... I mean, they already used the word, but overcompensation, that's not healthy. Spoiling a child in this way has grave consequences. Children become demanding and disagreeable. Parents suppress anger at their child's behavior, but cannot keep a lid on their frustration until they explode, frightening and confusing the children. The parents feel guilty and at a loss of what to do, feeding a new cycle of misbehavior. Yeah. The problem lies with parents trying to be patient when patience is exhausted and the child needs correction. They are indecisive or irresolute when firmness is required. If no one corrects him, the child will only escalate his behavior until his provocations become so serious that his parents snap. An eruption restores peace temporarily, but there is a danger in the aftermath. Parents who feel guilty at losing their temper forget to give their child time to endure this punishment. Well, it says his, but... Oh, the child's own punishment. Instead, they attempt to undo the correction by easing penalties. Discipline requires consistency. Both parents must hold the line against a rebellious child and punishments followed through. Should one parent relax their discipline because of laziness or guilt, they leave an opening for a naughty child to exploit. Setting limits. I can't believe we're going through the whole thing. Parents must set limits, and indeed a child prefers his parents to be firm, provided they are also fair. This is essential training in getting on with other people. Without it, the child believes the world will conform to their demands and tantrums. Such spoiled children are often shocked by the real world and cannot cope in an environment that doesn't indulge their whims. They face becoming unpopular, or learning the hard way how to socialize with others. Interesting. You know what's funny is this book is supposed to be, I guess, from the 60s, but I've heard, like, similar discussions about not parenting, but how hard elementary schools pushed self-esteem in, like, our generation.
Yes.
Like, where, like, one quote I remember specifically was that self-esteem is not, like, a result, like, of the way to a goal, but rather the goal itself. Oh, hi. Oh, it's Angela's thing. It was something like, yeah, self-esteem was the goal rather than a pleasant result of a goal. Like, you accomplish something, so you feel happy, rather than the idea is to get you to feel happy. It was kind of interesting. James and Anne, 1948.
You're gonna want to see this.
Angela and I were married.
This makes less and less sense.
James and Anne. So you died from the house falling on you. She died from asphyxiation. I'm gonna have to go through the side room to get to the other side where that is.
No, that's where you came from. Yeah, remember this a premonition of, like, the rope?
Oh, okay. But it looks like I'm going through this way anyway.
That's why you have to go back.
Yeah, that's right. I looked at that window. Alright. Okay. Like, are we done here, then? We just kind of came in and we're leaving? I mean, the creature's outside, of course. I guess we didn't go this way.
Yeah, I believe this is the...
Jeez, it was just Daniel. I see a human shape. I guess I'll check this. Oh, another reveal the picture. We saw that in the prologue. So, is that supposed to represent the parent, or is that literally, like, the spooky demon ghost that we saw in the prologue behind her that I didn't know if she was controlling or not?
I think that was the spooky ghost.
We never got a full look at that thing. We just saw the hand, which was also creepy. Alright, so should I go... That's how I came in.
Yeah, that's where you came from.
No. Let's go in the side room.
Inspect it. Come on, just do it. Just do it. I'll hold your hand.
Okay. Oh, no. I'm in for it now.
Alright, nothing, actually.
Like, I'm pressing a button. Alright, there we go.
Zoom by.
Again, they do the... But actually, we're gonna... That's so creepy. That's so creepy. Seeing it from far away is way scarier. Like, have you ever seen... You might have seen it back in college, where we didn't know what the movie was. A clip from the movie Extro. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I do not, actually.
There's this scary as shit clip. The movie looks like okay, but there's this one clip where someone's driving a car at night and the headlights are showing the road, and you just catch in the peripheral some creepy thing crawling off into, like, nearby forest, and you only see it for a second, so it's way creepier.
Ooh.
It looks so disturbing.
Okay, examine the...
And what even... Oh, the clock. And... Squirrel. Nah. Oh, there's a key.
That would have been really funny if it was a squirrel again. Like, we keep, like, expecting a secret.
Nobody reacted to me dropping a chime. That was the secret found? I dropped the chime. Tokimoto Morai. Here's another window I could look out, but first I'll do furniture. Okay.
Okay.
Letter from Reverend Carson, September 71. Leonard Carson. Dear Anne, thank you for your letter regarding Megan. I understand your concerns and assure you that your daughter's rebellious behavior is not unusual. I've helped parents with similar issues and would be happy to help with Megan's moral guidance. Hebrews 12:11 says that all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. Please see me after the service on Sunday so we can arrange time for some personal instruction. So again, the Reverend is, this is Leonard, not S name, but again, the Reverend is like, I'll watch over Megan. At least this guy's offering to help, not to take over, but still.
Alright, let's see. I think it's just a preview of another spooky ghost.
Probably. If Megan really is the demon child, I'm gonna feel like such a jackass.
that
I've been doing everything I can to help her out.
Is it? Oops.
It's fine. Oh, good, I'm done looking, but wait, if we zoom back in, the game keeps doing this. Ugh. They're really all coming in. Playing the Dark Souls music.
I mean, this is the most Dark Souls looking one, so...
Yeah, I guess.
Is this the Dark Souls of Until Dawn games?
Oh no. Now what have we done? Alright, so there's...
That's a lot of stuff, or... Oh no.
I could go upstairs.
No, actually, no, you just came from that room? No, okay, I think we have to explore this one.
Is there anything left?
No, go back.
In here?
No.
Outside?
The stairs.
Oh,
yeah.
do the stairs, okay.
Okay, but don't go in the stairs. Could you go to that room there, or no? Or is that where you came from?
I believe that's where I came from.
Oh, that is where you came from, I see, Angela. I'm not being dumb.
Yeah.
I would not walk on those stairs.
I know.
You hear that?
I did. Can only be the girl. Let's go find her.
Careful now.
Yeah, this house is not the best. So if this really is 60s Megan, then she didn't die from the fire and she really is a demon child, and I'm just playing into her hands this entire game.
Stay here.
Oh, hey, don't step on those. Yeah, Bigfoot. That's great. It's a snake and a rose. I don't know if there's any significance to that at all.
No, it's just the album.
Rat.
Damn it, Mary.
He knows I was about to confess all to the judge.
No, wait.
You protect me. You must.
Wait, this isn't right. No way.
I assure
No
all
way.
gathered here today that our town will be free of the devil's grasp. Together, by God's grace, little hope will prevail. My word on it.
This court is hastily convened, but with good reason. If we are to finally rid ourselves of the evil which has infested Little Hope, then we must act today. I accuse you, Mary, of witchcraft. What say you, Reverend?
It does concern me that Andrew said she was getting pleasure in this.
It does.
The evidence, as discovered through my investigation, is beyond question. Mary uses her puppet as a familiar to summon and serve the devil.
Well,
We have been deceived by a child.
what bothers me is the
under guise of
puppet is the
innocence.
symbol of the
This
game?
puppet is mistakenly used to denounce Tabitha, but it has always belonged to Mary and Mary alone. She allowed her own kin to be executed as she watched in silence.
That is not so. Liar.
Now this tainted child, this creature of Satan, has the marrow to accuse me, a man of God, of wrongdoing.
Whatever she pulls, do not fall for her little girl act. She may be a child, but there's no doubt she means harm. She's malicious.
I really am getting nervous when the game keeps pushing this.
Intention to bring harm to this town or its people. Can you not help me?
What can I do?
Man, I hope I'm not fucking this up.
Would, but
Now in her hour of greatest need,
I don't
this
see
child
how.
of the damned pleads once more for the devil's help.
I beg the court's indulgence.
Oh?
Please guide me at this time.
This
Seek your counsel.
No, there's something wrong. Carver is
No
evil.
question, there's something very wrong here. Right in the heart of this place.
I hope my answer wasn't
There can be
too,
no
like,
doubt that
wishy-washy.
Little Hope is afflicted. That darkness has taken hold of our town.
There is not a man or woman here today who does not already know the devil is in our midst. The sole purpose of this court is to remove evil, not indulge it further. Our time is not for wasting.
Listen to what he's telling you. Mary's the one to accuse.
How do I make my decision?
Oh my god.
Condemn an innocent to die.
It says callous. Come on, destroy the doll.
The only way I can see out of this is to get rid of that damn doll. Destroy that and the puppet must be cast asunder. Maybe this all goes away. It is the cause of Mary's affliction. It holds her in its thrall.
If that's true, if there's actually like a demon
puppet,
here, that'd be
and the devil
amazing.
will depart Mary.
I want to see that real bad.
She will be restored, an innocent child.
Reverend, burn the puppet. Destroy it.
I gotta see this.
You must not act in haste. The girl must face the full consequences of her
My
deeds.
authority is not for questioning. Do as I ask.
Please tell me like a full-on demon comes out of this. That'd be crazy. He did it. He did it. Oh? Please tell me she's not doing this. Please tell me I was right.
You've done everything you could. Whatever happens, it's not your fault.
Thank you, game.
Maybe that explains like the whole thing on fire too, because
Yeah. Yeah, because this was in so the house is also condemned to burn down like multiple. Oh, are you fucking serious?
Oh my god!
Wow, that's awesome. Don't worry, we'll be back. Let's load the game.
Oh my god!
You've done everything you could. Whatever happens, it's not your fault.
Thank you, game.
Well, whatever happened, it wasn't your fault. It was the PS4's fault.
It was.
Do we think that's it?
I figured that if the doll... And then that would be the end of it.
You made the right decision. There's no way you could have known what was going to happen. Let's just get out of here.
Whatever questions we still got, they won't be answered now. Let's just get out of here.
Did I choose wrong or what?
Child won't be
I think we
troubling
might
us
have missed a
again.
couple clues.
This is over.
Is this the end of the game though? Did I get a somewhat unsatisfying ending?
Possibly. We'll find out.
I'll take it. Everybody lived. And now we're gonna become the new permanent residents of Little Hope.
Taylor, you
Yeah, is there a reason Taylor just hung out? What the hell?
Taylor?
Why would she just stay in there?
I guess
It's a haunted house. I mean, the whole town's haunted, so what do you want?
Well,
But-
she's not Taylor Swift, so...
Hey.
Taylor, not so Swift.
Why is this like fast motion? This is bizarre. What was that?
There's something behind you.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh, come on.
Taylor!
So that thing's just in the house.
They're all in the house.
Oh, ew. We never did see his face. What?
Oh.
Wait. It's rating my... Are you fucking kidding me? What? Are you serious? I had no control over that. It just evaluated my gameplay with her decisions.
Oh.
So would they have just killed everyone who I played poorly with?
It looks like it.
That's fucking nuts! Wow, the game got me. Also, you're taking it worse than Daniel is. I can't even believe that. I should have been more confident with Taylor, I guess. That's crazy. There was no QTEing out of that one. That was just straight up my dialogue choices. That was it. That's how the game is. The game judged me. That's wild.
Wow.
Hey! I'm real sorry. I know it wasn't your fault. Both of us been through some real tough time these past years. About half a mile or so, there's a diner with a working phone. You call for help and you leave this place. And don't you ever come back.
Oh, I won't.
Ain't nothing left here for you.
But why are you still here?
Huh.
I guess we could have learned more about his past with...
Oh, Tanya was the one who... Taylor?
Yeah, she was 60s Taylor.
Yeah.
We would have maybe I could have found the other half of that picture or something so the game would know that we figured it out. Damn, each time one of these games comes out, it throws something new.
I'm real sorry for what I've put you all through.
What he put us through?
We've all had one hell of a rough night. More than anyone. That's gonna haunt me forever.
Why are we focusing on Andrew so much? I guess because he influenced the past?
We're finally getting out of this hell.
Huh? Oh.
Is it the bus driver?
I just wish we'd all could have made it.
This is the bus driver.
Oh, Andrew... Not Andrew is the bus driver?
Yeah.
Damn. Because, yeah, the beginning of the game was like, find the bus driver, and then, like, there we go.
We're diverting all traffic through Little Hope. You okay, buddy? You seem a little confused.
Oh,
That's clever. Because, yeah, I wouldn't have placed it was him because I thought he died in the house.
I just want to get these folks to where they need to be.
What?
I doubt a short delay will trouble him too much.
He's just playing it off? So is this just Andrew running things through his head? This whole game was kind of a dream? He crashed the bus, he got up. Like, whoa, what the hell was that? And he just, like, envisioned the whole game? So Andrew was an adult? That's why he had amnesia? He thought he was a kid or something?
Yeah.
Can everyone just shut up?
Oh, that's
Isn't
surreal.
helping us find
Wow.
help or getting us out of here.
He must have hit his head real hard. But no, he was like that before he crashed.
Yeah.
Hi there. How you doing? Excuse me, but we're looking for our bus driver. What? Have you seen him?
That's fucking weird.
It really is. Wow.
Yeah, that's funny. Sounds like you could use a drink.
Yeah.
Better not, thanks. Need a clear head.
But what about... You know, he never did have his own ghost. But then again, he survived.
What the hell is going on in there?
Get the hell out of here!
I'll go once I look you in the eye. Now let me in!
So the whole time Vince was the normal one and we were the weirdo.
Yeah. And Vince was just concerned over Anthony, because obviously that's not normal.
So has he just been trying to live his life with his, like, dead family and friends, like, through his head for his whole life?
Maybe. That was a really traumatic experience, so...
Yeah. But why is he... What about the Puritans? And why does he reimagine them as, like, a college professor? Like, that's really bizarre.
It really is.
Like, instead of his mom and dad, it's a college professor and a mature student? That's a bizarre thing to go through.
Was that a bad end or a neutral end?
Well, Taylor died.
That's it. Game over. You're done.
That's it.
For now, at least. You could always try again, see if you can get a different result. That's the problem with demons. If you don't lay them to rest, they will haunt you forever.
So we have to discover enough information to get him to come to terms?
Almost survived intact.
Huh.
Almost.
You don't have to rub it in.
Eventually, found him.
Ah.
The bus driver. Maybe he can now put the past behind him.
Now advertise the next game, buddy. Do it.
Till we meet again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the South Pacific.
There it is.
Or the Arabian deserts. Or somewhere else.
Well, there's only 2 games left, right?
Yeah.
But we will meet again. At least one more time.
Hedging their bets. But that kind of bugs me, though. He says, we will meet again. But at the beginning of this game, it doesn't acknowledge that I've played Man of Medan. It's just like, oh, hello. Like, again? Now, it said bonus feature unlocked. What does that mean? Because I could already chapter select. Is it behind the scenes stuff or what?
It could be behind the scenes or like maybe a preview for the next game. Because I honestly, you know what that new premonition was? That's definitely for the next game.
It had to have been.
Yeah, because like
at the end,
a different character and like it's in that adventure setting. So and he teased the Pacific. So I think it's gonna be.
So I was actually right because at the end of Man of Medan, it just like, or maybe they'll do it after the credits. Because I think Man of Medan did that. This is interesting because with Man of Medan, we failed to get on the boat and escape ourselves, so we were put in jail. So, like, bad end, but, like, the other end would have just been the same thing, but we got out of it the last seconds. But with this game, I'm genuinely wondering if we could have radically changed the ending. Because that's bizarre.
Yeah, I'm actually curious, too. And, yeah, I should probably, like, check out the other, like, routes in this game, because, like, that's it. This is really cool.
Yeah. I gotta say, I like the general premise of this game quite a bit, as well as the characters. It just kind of bugs me that half of the scares in the game are the same scare. Like, you get grabbed by a spooky ghost. Because, like... Oh, it just occurred to me this is another take on O Death, which is the opening theme of this game. But in Until Dawn and Man of Medan, the scares were all radically different. This game had some of that, but it was mostly like, you're going to the past. It did a lot of that. So, like, there comes a point where you're like, alright. But otherwise, I very much like the aesthetic of this one. The Silent Hills, the fog was amazing.
Yeah, it was. I like the mood of this and the location of this.
Yeah. I gotta say, I do like how that sheriff guy, when the bus driver said, I want to take these people where they need to be, he glances back and he's like, I'm just not going to pursue that.
Yeah, yeah, he's like, yeah.
Okay, buddy, it's fine. Yeah, we never did learn whether Mary was evil or not, which also bugs me.
I think we missed a couple clues, because...
Clearly, yeah.
We definitely missed a lot of clues on our playthrough, because like, I think like we wanted to choose exploration.
Absolutely not. We'll start believing.
Yeah, that was that's next level meta there.
I don't know what. You wouldn't believe me even if I tried. Hell, I don't believe it when I was there.
Oh no, are we gonna have to like fight monsters in the jungle?
They say the souls of the dead went deep underground to the House of Ashes.
I think the next game is called House of Ashes.
They lived on dust, plagued by the demons of the
we're going adventure theme now.
You ever going Uncharted?
Actually, I'm actually really okay with that.
Yeah.
Hey, next year.
House of Ashes. Oh my god. I'm excited.
Yeah, actually, I'm actually very okay with that setting. Adventure in like in ruins. Hell
even though we have guns, like whatever, man.
All right,
full circle.
All right, I guess that completes our playthrough.
Yeah, let me just see. I get the feeling the extra features are going to be like behind the scenes stuff or whatever, but just to see. And of course, there's a curator's cut, but I mean, I'm not going to.
Curator's cut is just
it's the same game, but yeah. Although to be fair, you like different characters be chased by ghosts instead of the one that we played as or whatever. What is the end? Oh, just view other games. Bonus features. Here they are. Have fun. An interview, yep. Designing the demons. Collect all of X types of secrets. Art book. Oh, let's do a quick look.
Are you sure you want to look at that art book? He's like looking at you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Zoom. Can I zoom in?
What is this?
Nope.
Is this an art book for ants?
Yeah, like zoom out. There's an idea.
Press hold triangle.
I actually was.
And then try moving the analog stick.
Nope. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you mean you want to zoom in?
Okay, how did I...
Actually, yeah. The design process is always interesting with these games. Like, especially, like, what direction they want to go and what they're trying to convey, what they're trying to convey in each scene.
I think it just took forever to load, the fact that it should be zoomed in. Because now I have to hold triangle to keep it out. Navigate. Yeah, the fire and the prologue.
Tragedy.
I mean, it says concept art, but a lot of this... It looks like it could just be screenshot. Oh, it says concept versus game. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah. Let's see how many... Yeah, it's just basically just taking us through the game. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, it's just like the design process, essentially, and like, you know, how they set everything up.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool.
I can't believe that it was a real thing.
Yeah,
it's
crushing
so
is just like, oh, that's
like, come
that's
on, dude.
Horrible execution.
Oh, is this just like character concept stuff? Yeah, like this is the earring we chose, etc., etc. That's kind of cool. And then the last characters. All right, there we go. You like that choice? I'll put the book back.
Also, it's just like, what did we miss on Taylor? Like, what did we do with her?
I must have chosen like, oh, I don't know what's going on too many times.
Oh, I think like saying nothing like actually affects it really bad. Like saying nothing might be the worst choice in this game.
Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I'll see if we can find anything else. But in any case, this was Little Hope. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. This is a great game.
Yeah, this is really fun. I can't wait for House of Ashes.
For real. Well, we have done it. We have beaten Little Hope, and this game was quite entertaining. Mr. Ryu and I had quite a time getting spooked by spooky ghosts. And I gotta say, the aesthetic of this game is possibly my favorite of the three. I mean, Supermassive Games certainly made 3 of these kinds of games. I think they might have even made another one that's digital only. But there's only 2 in the Dark Anthology series, but I'm associating Until Dawn with it. This aesthetic was brilliant. The spooky Silent Hill fog. It's great. But it was frustrating to me that most of the scares in the game, at least that I can remember, were the same scare. A ghost grabbing your wrist, and you're getting taken back to the past in the Salem Witch Trials times. I mean, it wasn't Salem, it was Little Hope, but you know where this is going. It even had the various allusions to the Salem Witch Trials and the play The Crucible, which I was referring to a couple times throughout the Let's Play. Now, the part that I find very interesting is the big reveal. It's funny because normally at the ending credit sequence, you have the various characters being interviewed or interrogated, depending which game you're playing. Oh my goodness, I can't believe what happened based on your relationship with these characters. But you don't get that for Little Hope, because turns out there was only the one character the whole time. Now, contrary to what some people may think, I actually did not mind the "it was all a dream" reveal. It wasn't actually a dream, but it was the "it's all a dream" reveal. That's being done less and less frequently enough to the point where it actually threw me. The problem I have is that the game did not appear to fully play by its own rules. For example, there were degrees of foreshadowing which I thought were very clever. When we were in the bar playing darts with John, it ended that scene with Vince going to the dartboard and grabbing some darts. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but once I beat the game and was editing, you could see he grabs all 3 darts from the center of the board, which is where they would be when you just put them away, meaning nobody ever actually played darts. That's pretty clever. I was wondering, though, what would happen when he interacts with other characters. When John talks to him, how does that make sense with talking to Andrew? And there's a part where John asks, hey, what's going on with this town? And then Andrew immediately follows up, yeah, what's going on with this town? And I'm like, clever? But toward the end of that scene, Vince offers John a drink. And John says, oh no thank you, I gotta keep my head clear. But then at the end of the game, when it showed old Andrew running to the bar, he's the one who said that line. So I guess he is talking for John that time. That was weird. Little things like that kind of bug me. And of course, the big elephant in the room. We go back to Puritan times. Oh, I found out that we can actually influence what happens in the past times. Maybe that can affect the present. That entire thing amounted to nothing. There were 0 consequences for the Puritan times, and maybe we could save the little girl. That came to nothing. I don't know why they made such a big deal of it. So Andrew was envisioning Puritan times, but he was also envisioning the other characters doing their own story and interacting with Puritan times. And what about when the party got split up and Angela's being chased in the sewer and she's opening the door to get out of there? Andrew just imagined that whole thing while he was doing whatever. Stuff like that doesn't gel with me. I can easily buy the it was a dream reveal if everything added to that. Like, nobody ever got sucked into a hole and had to play their own segment or something like that. I just was led to think that that was happening. For example, in the prologue sequence, when Andrew's family died, that was basically real events as far as I'm aware. But we see that demon arm with Megan, and I was like, wait a minute, they never came back to that. But at the beginning of the game when the bus crashes and Andrew wakes up, he said, I had this weird dream. So maybe he was dreaming about a real thing, but the dream invented the demon arm for Megan because maybe he's biased against Megan. That I can buy, that's fine, that's messing with my perceptions. But the Puritan story added to nothing. Certain things the characters didn't quite add up as far as only Andrew could have done this because he talks for himself, but then he talks for John when I thought he was covering for John that other time. Little stuff like that takes the game down for me, I have to admit. Oh, and by the way, there are a couple of trophies. One of them is for saving Megan. I don't know what that means unless it somehow ties to the Puritan times and you just make that work in your head. But there's another trophy that says save Andrew from himself. And I finally understand what that is. I didn't actually play this out, but the very first premonition that we found was an old man holding a gun to his own head. Well, now that we've beaten the game, turns out that was Andrew. So my assumption is, depending on who we let live or who we let die or what, Andrew might consider suicide and then either go through with it or not, depending on how we play the game out. Kind of like that one scene in Man of Medan with that one non-playable character. We have to try talking him out of killing himself. So maybe it could have been something like that. But it's interesting that there was not only no supernatural threat in this game, there was no threat at all. Everything was imagined. In the other 2 games I've played, there were threats, but one of them, well, I guess you could argue both of them were not what we expected, but there were definitely outside forces actively trying to kill us, and in the other, kind of, but the main threat was more about perception. But this one, there was nothing. Even if I let my characters die, they're not real, except for Andrew. Again, a very interesting take, and I could have loved this, but the inconsistencies with the rules bog it down for me, and the Puritan plot being nothing also kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I still like the game, but why are you going to put that much effort into different characters having Puritan flashbacks when it just doesn't come back? I don't know. It would have been cool to see the way the trials played out differently, I suppose, but so what, you know? But we do have that teaser for the next game. We're in the jungle, somebody's firing a machine gun at something. I don't know. I'm curious to see where that goes. But overall, this was quite a fun time. Thank you all very much for watching this playthrough. I hope it was as fun for you to watch as it was for Mr. Ryu and I to play. And well, we'll see what we get to with the very next game. It's going to be definitely scary, but more the natural, plain to see with one's eye kind of scary. Not horror, but definitely tense. Until next time, everyone.
Anything I can do to help convince you I'm the right guy?
Don't let me die in this video game.